chocolate mud cake, you are yummy and delicious. Why is PulseChain and PulseX down so much? It's because of Hex. Let me explain to you. Most PulseChain and PulseX sacrifices were done from Hex. People, weak toilet paper hand hexicans, sent in Hex to get Pulse and PulseX. They had no expectations. They sent it to an imaginary wallet. They lost their money forever. And if they were lucky, they may or may not have received tokens in the future worth 0 at some point. Well, luckily for them, they did receive those coins. Also, bad for me and you, these people are toilet paper hands. The weak hand hexicans destroyed Pulse and PulseX. Now, because the liquidity is so thin, friends, I want you to understand something, okay? Before we continue, just know that, yes, out of 100 people, 97 of us are cool. There's just 3 scum. It really is like that. I'm not joking. It's about 3 to 5 people who are just bottom of the barrel scum. There's no point worrying about those 3 to 5 people. We focus on the 95 in here. In every coin. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, Chainlink, Pulse, PulseX, Hex, everything. It's the bottom 5% because the liquidity is so thin. There are people coming in, trust me. It's just those bottom 5%. They don't want to leave limit orders. They want to exit now. They are the party poopers. They truly are. But also, you got to think about it. For us 95, when 10 people want to join, guess what? They eventually don't want to leave limit orders to buy as well. Because they see Bitcoin and Ethereum going up, they just start hitting market. And if it's been long enough, there's no more sellers of us left because we've just been beaten down so much. So it works in our favor in a bull market when there are green candles. It's just unfortunate that we get absolutely destroyed and caned with a barb whip in these bear market for years and years and years and years. And it makes you also almost wonder, is this trash Ponzi game even worth it? Because you're going down for 3.5 years, and then maybe if you're lucky, there's this 6-month period of grace. You can get philosophical about it. Is it really worth it, friends? The stock market, I hate to say, the stock market is actually better. The stock market goes up most of the time, and then when it drops like a dagger. But in crypto, we go down most of the time, and then if we go up, oh yay, then we go down again. The government, the stock market Ponzi creators, they know what they're doing. Humans want the staircase. That's what we actually want. Now, in crypto, you can make more money. But how do you make more money? Because of greater fool theory. Because you're getting in when there's 100 people, and then you get out when 10,000 people come. Guess what? There's 100 people win, 10,000 people lose. That's what we're all paying for. I know it sounds crude. I know it sounds disgusting. But that's the game. Public open markets, that's the game. Don't hate the players. Hate the game. Don't even hate the game. Play the game. We are playing the game. Don't hate anybody. Drink your orange juice with the poll, please. So, weekend hexicans, when they sacrificed for Pulse, it's on the chart here. See this pinky part? Their average price, let's just say 10 cents. It was like 8, 12, or 14 cents, whatever it is. So, they're selling about 20% below where they put their money in. So, if they sacrifice their hex at 10 cents, and then our Pulse is like 20% lower, effectively, they actually got 8 cents worth of Hex. Remember, the total combined price of Hex on GoPulse.com is about 1.1 cents. If you want to check it yourself, go to GoPulse.com. You see here, this little green part? Tiny little green part at the bottom right, friends. You can see it right here. 0.0117. That's a combined Hex price. So that's actually what they're really looking at. That's for Pulse. What about PulseX? Well, PulseX was done around in the green zone. They sacrificed around 25 to 30 cents. PulseX is down 90% from that sacrifice price. By the way, it includes no bonus. So their prices, they're actually better because they got given bonuses. But then you can kind of say, well, you missed out on the yield potential from staking Hex. So that's another thing to balance out. But it is what it is. So those people who sacrificed for PulseX, all your Hex that put in there, and most of these people did, they have their portfolios, it's like they have Hex at 2.5 cents. Now, 2.5 cents, I know, is absurdly low still, even though it's 1.1 cents, which is just ridiculous. It makes you vomit thinking how pathetic this thing is down 98, 99%. I know you can feel it, but These people are still on side. You're wondering why they're selling. That's why they're selling. Because they looked at their portfolio. They said, oh, I had I had 30 grand back in 2021. And then I put 30 grand in. Right? And now they're like, okay, I still got the money now. I'm doing better than the Hex. That's what they're doing. They're doing better than it. That's why there was a Wallet DO1. He tried to clobber the Hex and PulseX ratio. And if you want to see what he did, if you go to, just type in on deck screen and type in Hex /PLSX. And you click on the first one. And when you're there, you're going to have to click on the ratio up here. You switch to the ratio and you'll be able to see the damage that he did up the top. So this was basically him. This was him. You could see it. He sold 200 billion PulseX and he bought Hex up here. And it could be just for yield reasons because people think, oh, well, it's great, it's the yield. But I know a lot of people believe, no, this is the righteous one. This is the greatest store of value. Let me tell you something right now. Bitcoin has been diminishing every cycle. Bitcoin dominance is going down. Bitcoin requires a lot more liquidity to sustain it, even with the Bitcoin halvenings, than it did years ago. It's something to think about. Bitcoin is now cycle 4. Hex is now cycle 2. I don't care about this P-Hex type of drama. It doesn't really matter. It's the same community. It's people who have been in here for longer. It doesn't matter about the price chart. It matters about the psychological makeup of people who are holding it. They've been around. This is now their second cycle. So this is the type of things you got to analyze and look at. And you are analyzing it. That's why you're my friend. We're sitting here in a squeaky chair, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing, pressing the belly button, friends. Shock the algorithm. Share with your friends and family. Total Hex price right now, 1.1 cents. So now you know why. Why are they still sellers? That's why. It's because total Hex is 1.1 cents, abysmally low. But these people have an effective price of 2.5 cents and 8 cents. So it is what it is. Now, a lot of people, I love the community. However, you can't keep using the cope argument. And the cope argument is, I know this hurts a lot of people because I see the truth. I get DMs, man. I get tagged. I see Discord private messages. When people say, oh, it was a good deal because you can now rotate your Pulse and PulseX and go buy a super cheap Hex. You don't say that to people, man. That no one feels good like that. Oh, okay, so what you were meant to do was know that this thing was going to be a total horror show failure, 99%. So what you were meant to do is go back in time, sacrifice for Pulse, and then do the bunny hop. That doesn't work like that. That's like telling people, okay, your altcoin isn't actually down that much. You were supposed to sell your altcoin for Bitcoin back in 2017 and then rebuy it back in 2018 at the lows. You can't play that game, man. People don't want to be doing this whole imaginary bunny hop. Let's move from left coin to right coin and do this. Look, you can tell people what you want, or you can talk to people like this all you want. I'm just telling you right now, the people have learned that there's something wrong with this story here. They don't like it. So I'm just here to convey for you as a message that is a bad message. And I'm just reading the crowd here for you. I can see it. Everybody like spitting and vile and just hatred out there. I can feel it. So nobody likes that language, and rightfully so. You can't tell people, well, you're gaslighting people. You're basically saying, well, there's no reason for you to be upset even though you're down 99%. And that's because, you should have done this or that. It's like telling someone, oh, don't be sad. You should have put on a leverage short. So we understand the point now. And the point is that a lot of the damage has been done from toilet paper hand scrambling. Pulse and PulseX sellers are just functions of the Hex price. Effectively, there were people, they turned $3,000 in Hex into like $200,000. And then they might have sacrificed $100,000 for Pulse and PulseX. So then when they get back their money, they're just going to dump. That's what happened. That's effectively what happened. So people think, this is honestly, friends, this is what happened, okay? It's not anything bad. It's just Ricardo Corazon himself, he believed that the valuations for Pulse, PulseX, and Hex would be 3 separate entities. He thought that would be pluses. But they're not pluses, they are and symbols. So he thought it was going to be Pulse plus PulseX plus Hex. That's what he thought it was going to be. Instead, it was Pulse and PulseX and Hex, completely different. That means they all share the same market cap, as we can see. That's the unfortunate reality of it. Now, don't shoot the messenger. This is just what happened. We didn't want this to happen. This is the reality that we're dealing with. What's the strategy going forward? I don't know. What's the strategy? You just got to adopt people. That's it. Don't worry about the strategy. You just got to get more people in. That's how you win. More people equals better. So, based off all the metrics and the values, okay. Now, don't take this the wrong way, but based off the numbers, okay, PulseChain has not added any value. So we can kick and scream and say, no, we made a product and it's great and the price is different. Look, man, on what planet you have to think to yourself, okay, we released the chain. It's been many months. The entire ecosystem is horrified and destroyed in value down. That's the market sent a signal, okay? Even though Bitcoin has gone up in this time. That's what you got to think about. So Bitcoin's gone up. Bitcoin's gone sideways. Ethereum's gone sideways. It's recovered from last year. How come we are now lower? So that's something to think about. So if you put on a weekly chart, for example, we are lower than our price in like November, December last year. So this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up 60%. Ethereum is up around the same. You might ask yourself, okay, if they're up plus 50 to 60%, how come the combined Hex price, this is Hex combined, not just one, how come it's lower than before? So this was it down here, the low, right? This was it, day 1125. This is around November, December, the lows of last year. How come we are down lower? So why did Hex hit less than 1 cent combined, 0.008, when last year was 1.8 cents? So we went down minus 60% from the low when Bitcoin and Ethereum went up plus 60%. It's just because we had too many weak hands. It is what it is. The people holding way weaker than we thought. We carried a lot more baggage than we thought. And there's nothing we can do about it. Obviously, if you could go back and guess, you would probably guess the same thing. You would have thought if Bitcoin and Ethereum went up plus 60%, plus 100% from their lows, that you wouldn't have any sellers left in the system. Unfortunately, we did. So we can learn a lot from this, friends. We can actually learn a lot. You can learn that you can't cheat the system. The truth is, you have to open the trapdoor for everyone. That's the God honest truth. You can't actually fast forward and teleport into the future. Now, it's very honorable that Richard tried, because I always wanted to see this experiment play out. Right? I always wanted to see what would happen. Mind you, this is not a Hex community issue. This is a people issue. This happens in VCs as well. You know, VCs, for example, they will do an ICO. It goes up 100x. It drops down 95%. The VCs are still exiting. That's what happened in 2022. So they watch they put 50 grand in, becomes 5 million. Comes all the way back down. They're still dumping. I'm not joking. They were dumping it like a break even to 2x. I promise you, there were some VCs doing that. Things were down like 90 to 99% from their average entry price, what they were getting. They're still dumping. They don't care. It's a 2x. Even though it was up 100. They don't care. That's just the game. It is what it is. You can't carry weak hands going forward. It's crazy. You need to leave the trapdoor out. The more you try to delay and hold these weak hands in the future, the more they come to bite you. So it's great we get this 3D view of what was going on. But there is optimism for the future. For example, Mikey, a resolution to the lawsuit will change things. I'll be honest, right, and this is going to be pretty controversial. You get a resolution to that lawsuit, I don't think the price is going to do what you think it's going to do. Just be honest. It reminds me of the XRP case. XRP hit $1.97 while the SEC was attacking them. They went down to 44 cents after they won. So there's more going on at play. I know this sounds crazy, friends. If I was in your position, I wouldn't believe what I'm about to tell you. But the SEC is almost irrelevant here. I don't know. There's no way. I'm just telling you. I've seen this thousands of times before. It's like there's just like an evil shadow monster intergalactic force in the background saying, okay, you're going to get these good news and then these bad news and then these good news and then these bad news. It's a cycle. It's like, okay, what bad news are throwing our way this time? There is going to be a series of bad. There's going to be a series of good. But the price action is like predetermined. That's what happens in this game. So whether you believe me or not, I don't really care. Can we change anything? No. You can either do two things. You can either sell and exit. And if you're thinking of selling, just quit. Just quit now. It's fine. Just click sell, exit, quit. Or you can take advantage of these prices. Because I tell you right now, even with all the reality of the situation, I know for a fact people panic selling and panic dumping now. They got no idea what they're doing. Okay, they just had 1.5 million that they fluked. They just want to pay all the slippage and get out. That's okay. I know everybody's still showing up every day. There's 140 plus influencers, promoters, etc. Yeah, everybody's working wages to DCA, increase the bag size, and it's just a matter of time before it gets gobbled up. And think about it. When Bitcoin's like 40K, Ethereum is 2,500, no one's going to be in a selling mood ever. So that is the better side of things to come. But what do you think? I want to hear what you think, friends. Like, subscribe, bell button on. Make sure you tell mum and dad we love and appreciate them. There's a bright future coming for us all. Catch you in the next one.